Hey guys, it's Steph from Gr8tness. Thanks once again for tuning in. Kelepi Tanginoa from Parramatta Eels, aka the Hulk of the NRL. Stay tuned as I ask him a few questions on where he was to where he is now and what it took for him to make his dreams become reality. And tell us about your upbringing, man. So where were you born and raised?
I was born in Auburn Hospital, but I was raised in Mount Druitt. I stayed up there for until I was 6.
Yep.
I moved down to West, near Smithfield area, and I grew up over there. So I was fortunate enough to grow up in these areas, which is in Smithfield.
Okay.
And I was come to Westfield. 4 boys and 2 girls. I'm in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
So we all stayed together still. I moved out a couple of weeks ago to Parramatta, which is good. Looking forward to that journey. So yeah.
What did you love about growing up with
big family?
Big family?
Yeah, no, it was just the food, eh?
Yeah.
You know, Mum always had to supply the big food. You know, there's always laugh here and there. You know, just I think just the company of your, brother and sister is always laughing. Like that, yeah, just having fun growing up with a massive family.
Yeah. Tell me about your career. So when did you start playing rugby league?
When I was 5 years old,
Yeah.
my dad just chucked me in there. I was not supposed to play when I was, 6 years old is normally the right age to play footy. But yeah, I was 5 playing with my older brother Sire, and yeah, come through Tanginoa Dragons there.
Okay, so that's where you played your juniors?
Yeah, Tanginoa Dragons, and went to CBD Cobblers when I was 12, and then moved for 1 year in Parramatta for under 17. So yeah.
Awesome. And have you always played in the forwards?
No, I was in the wing for 2 years. Remember, I was top try scorer. No. Nah, I was too heavy. Best in Paris. No, yeah, I was playing in the forwards when I was growing up, and then Matt's and SG Ball was in. Oh, Matt's I was in the wing, and then SG Ball sort of just said, "Oh, yeah, come in the middle." And then yeah, since then I was just playing in the forwards. So yeah.
And so when did you really find your passion that you were going to become an NRL player, or that was going to be your dream?
It's a good question. I think when I was at Matthews, when you get put in that pressure, I guess pre-season, you sort of just realise, if you want to make this or not, and I just sort of I'll just give this a good crack, and sort of just made NRL my goal.
Okay.
And since then I just sort of made blocks to to make NRL. So yeah.
Did you have anyone that you looked up to? That, like, when you made the decision, did you have anyone that you looked up to that was already where you wanted to be?
There was a lot of players that I looked over the past. There's sort of like Fufu Moi Moi.
Okay.
There's I've got the Sunny Bill, but I think my number one supporter should be my parents.
Okay.
They put me in the position where I am today. Helped me a lot. Taking me to training, and yeah, they're the one that drive me.
Yeah. And so, what sacrifices did you take? So after you made the decision from Parramatta, what? Like, a lot of people want to be NRL players, but there's only a few that make it. But what did you sacrifice in order for you to make that a reality?
You have like things like diet. You got your own time, which is your downtime. Sometimes I'll choose to do extras. Go to the park and do a bit of running there. Little things like that. So you improve my game, and I try to include that to my daily life. Just doing those little things, and it sort of helped me with my game.
Your game? Was there anything specifically that you did within every game that you played, or to really identify, like, how you can improve?
I think just my fitness was one of my main goals.
Yep. If
I can get that right, then basically you can do anything in the field. I think if you get your fitness right, you can sort of do anything on the field. So I think my main focus was just getting myself right for every game. Just preparing myself. Just my fitness. Yeah.
Talking about game day, what's a typical Kelepi's
game day
ritual?
It always changes every week, because I'm not at home. I wake up in the morning, have breakfast around depends what time we play. If we
Let's say 7 p.m. So evening.
So I wake up, have a good sleep in, probably around 9ish. Have a good brekkie, like probably eggs and bacon, and then probably
not too much bacon.
I try not to. There's a whole packet of bacon, and then drink water for the rest of the day, and then trying to have like fruit. until the game day. So I'll try to keep light during the day, and once I get to the game, I feel ready to go. So.
Is there one thing that you do before you run off the field? Like, is there, you know, there's a lot of boys that do rituals, like, just personally, or as a group within the Parramatta squad? Like?
Not really. I'll just keep it simple. You know, I'll just get in the sheds. I'm just quiet. You know, just think about what I gotta do, my job, and then before I run out, I just do a little prayer before I run out, and then I just sort of just do my own thing.
Some protection. You know?
Protection and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Have you played with anyone, you know, from juniors now playing in the top squad, or
that I think of is Kaiser Pritchard, Paulie, they're up and coming here. They're the guys that's I've played through coming up. Certain good boys that had the same goal.
Yeah.
They're doing good for themselves.
With the journey that you have now, living your dream, what's the hardest thing about living as a professional?
You definitely keeps you on your toes. You know, there's always, like you said, there's always people coming up. There's always up and coming, so it keeps you motivated. You know, to get in there and to remain your spot. You know, you're not always secured, but you know you're always there to prove yourself. So I think that's one of the things that keeps me going.
Yeah. And what's the most enjoyable thing about being an NRL player or living the lifestyle that you wanted to?
There's a lot of things, You know, there's always, they can say all that hype and stuff like that, but mine's just, you know, just the friendship that you make with the boys. You know, you spend a lot of time with them, and you come to training, you just have fun, and like I say, it's like family. You know, just come to training and do what you got to do.
A question that I forgot to ask you about your debut. Do you remember clearly the day that you got called and the week?
Yeah, I won't forget that.
Give us a breakdown of that, man.
Yeah, so that week, I think that was round 2 against Bulldogs. We're playing Bulldogs. Then I was training, and Ricky Stewart, he didn't approach me. He didn't come up to me. You know, you're gonna be playing NRL. I just come to training, and all the boys like, oh yeah, congratulations.
On Tuesday.
I was at that Tuesday because every Tuesday they name the team list.
Yeah.
You know, so the boys like, oh yeah, congratulations. Like, what are they talking about, you know? And I was like, we came in, finished the training session, and we come in like a circle huddle. And he called me up in the middle and said, oh, congratulations, you're gonna make a debut. You know, and I was just so proud. You know, to achieve your goal. And this means a lot to yourself, you know, the things that you work hard for, you know, become a reality. And I remember telling my parents that day, my dad broke down, my mum was like, yeah, excited, make sure you get 40 tickets. I was like, hey, relax there, you know what I mean? But it was good. The game day actually itself was, because we played in ANZ, because something was happening to Parramatta Stadium, we played in ANZ, and the hype there was, you know, it was unbelievable. It was speechless for me, but yeah, it's a day I'll never forget.
Nice. And for your career, for within your life, man, what is your, you know, because you go through a lot of, you know, brutal training and everything, but what would you say your why is, like, when it comes down to those hard in life? What is your why? Why do you do what you do, man?
You know, that's a good question, man. Like, for me, personally, is I want to just keep playing NRL and play a certain amount of games until a certain amount of years. I think that's probably one of my main whys. You know, just keep ticking it over. I want to still set goals in my footy career.
Yep.
And until I achieve that, then I'm happy. But until then, I'm just going to keep ticking it over.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about where we are now, man. It's pretty much, we attended Westfield Sports High School. What are the memories, man? What are the memories of attending this school, right?
Man, there's heaps of memories, eh?
Yeah.
There's heaps. Probably just the day one, coming into school was probably one of the freakiest things I've ever did.
Yeah. Year 7?
Year 7, man.
Okay.
Year 7, that was 2007.
Yeah.
Entering, and you know, it's high school. I think it's always just the hype. But I enjoyed it. Had the coaching staff, Bulldogs, I give him a rap, give him Wigsy, give him a rap too, you know what I mean? Give him a shout out. Certainly good to be a part of, you know what I mean, in a school that helped you a lot. they put me in a position where I am today is because the amount of effort and time they invest in my life. You know, just little things. Even school itself, you know, it's a wonderful school to attend. I can't be more thankful enough for this school.
Yeah, there's a lot of the riders generation that really want to be in your shoes, Kelepi. But what would be 3 things if you were to knuckle down everything that you've experienced so far?
Yeah.
What are 3 things that you would give, or would you suggest to them in making their dreams become a reality?
Personally for me, to set a goal, set a goal first, and then work towards it, and then and then commit to it. So, yeah. I think discipline's one of the good ones out there. I think that's one of the main ones too. I think if you can discipline yourself, you know, even like little things like waking up in the morning, like even your diet, getting up and having a good attitude in training, you know, discipline in even little things, you know, picking up rubbish and, you know, things like even helping your lifestyle, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like things like that definitely improves your goals and your achievements, like, you know what I mean?
Where do you see yourself after footy?
So currently I'm doing my Cert 3 and 4 in PT, just for a backup, but I'm sort of just keeping that on the side at the moment until I make up my mind, then I can fall on that. So not quite sure yet. Hopefully I'll make up my mind soon.
Awesome. Well, there you go, guys. We've heard it from the Hulk himself in the NRL, Kelepi. Thanks once again, Docs, for allowing me to bring you back to school, to where we brought up and pretty much where our foundation was built upon in order for us to make our dreams become reality. But once again, thanks for tuning in as we make things happen here in the Gr8tness company.
Yeah.